Njaleka sono banyaba batulaba abasinzidde yonna temutulabira ku TV yaffe enganzi YPA TV. We always discover the genius in you. Engeri gye kiri nti we always discover the genius from you. That's why we always move with the geniuses. Yeah? What osobola manya genius nga totambudde naba genius. So wano tugenda tabula mu Luganda Luzungu kuba omwami ono side yange ya right wa Luzungu ate ono wa Luganda. So we are going to mix English Luganda. So be ready for what's coming. It's fire, fire, fire. I'm by the names of Nansamba Mariam aka Land Farmer. We are here with hot and terrible views from different corners around the world, around the globe. So let the gentlemen introduce themselves, and I will start from my right hand side. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Fine, nice meeting you. Wow.
Nice meeting you too. Hello viewers, good evening. I'm by name of Chirago Hirale, commonly known as Landlord. I'm happy to be here.
Wow, that's really nice. So you're ready for the session?
Very well.
That's the man himself, Chirago Hirale, aka
Landlord.
And then the man on my left.
Well, good evening, viewers. As always, my name is Moko Joseph, commonly known as Doctor, but I'm a senior economist.
Wow.
Yeah, so happy to be here, and I'm excited for this coming episode. I hope we'll have some great insights, and yeah, thank you.
As I told you, discovering the genius in what? In you. He's a doctor, professional economist, and then his profession in another field, but also plan and road. Different stations and then with different what? Grades. So today, I'm going to first let them give me their point of view, how they see, how things are taking us, and then I'll have some hot questions for them, which are around the globe, and then we shall dive into and know more about it. Whom should I start with? Let me start with the man himself.
Thank you, Madam Mariam, Land Farmer. As I told you, Landlord. So whoever is watching, if you are there and you don't have where to stay,
You can mix.
please
Uganda.
come. I'm into real estate business. We have enough land for you people at a very cheaper price. We have finished houses, apartments, so you approach me. So today, I can't leave this place when I've not talked about what is happening in our neighbor country, in Congo.
Rather, that gives me a good and perfect question. That's our question number one, which goes to both of you, and everyone is going to give us their answer in their perspective, in their point of view, in the way that they see how it should be answered. And our first question should be that, what do you do about the current situation in Kinshasa, and how do you think it affects young people living there? That's the first question.
Wow. You see, if you see fire to your neighbor, if you're a very wise man, you start preparing your home. Whatever has attacked the neighbor, it can also attack you. So we shouldn't take these things for granted. We see people are leaving their homes, bullets are everywhere, people are dying, people are losing their lives. And these are our neighbors. Because if you are to see now, people shall go to our border, people are crossing coming to Uganda. It can also start in our country. So as security, government security, I know you should be alert. We should not keep quiet. But it is affecting us because...
Should we take it that these people who are going to come in are going to be intruders or refugees?
Obviously, now they are refugees because We don't know when they are going back. They have come with their property, and we have some who came sometime back and they are still here. So they are here to stay. And we don't know when the war is ending, because it has not just started, it has been there, only it has seasons. So if such situation is happening to our neighboring country, then what are we learning for Ugandans? What should we do? Because Congo, we have been supplying a lot of things, mostly food, and we also get a lot of things from there. Last night I'm good at taking gonja. I was moving on the street, and they never had gonja. They told me they no longer get gonja from Congo. I didn't know that gonja is coming from Congo. Whatever is gonja around in Kampala, it is coming from Congo.
Those are the real current affairs. Me too, I never knew that
gonja comes from
Congo. I thought we Ugandans,
it's from Congo. So there is, as a neighboring country, they come in, they sell in some things, and also we sell in some things. Go to downtown here, these people are selling ibitenje. Most of those ibitenje are from Congo. They have the best quality. So if you go in they no longer bring now new designs, new stock, because there is war.
Which means they are out of stock because of the pandemic.
Exactly. And then we have many people who are working from Congo, Ugandans who are working from Congo. They don't have jobs now, they are seated. And there are some Congolese who always also operate from Uganda, they take things to Congo. Meaning, if I'm having a shop in Chikubo, and I had many customers, and they are known because they have a lot of money, they no longer come because there is no how you can pass. Remember, this war is just within the borders of Uganda.
Yes.
So meaning now trade in terms of economy, it is
we
really
are going to lower somehow.
Yes, Uganda down. And then secondly, Congo has many materials like raw materials and minerals, good timber. People who are in business for timber, they no longer now also go to Congo. So you can see in terms of economy, it is really making us go down.
Great. So, as you've heard some of those views, I would like to turn also to Mr. Joseph, and he also dives us into his thoughts, as you've heard Mr. Hira has told you. Because I personally have picked up some questions, but we are going to answer them together. So, Mr. Joseph, from your point of view, let's dive into your mind.
Well, thank you so much, Madam Mariam. Well, talking about the incident right now in Congo, we will all agree that it's not something that is quite nice, considering that it's one of the countries that is so much adjacent to us, and it's a very large country, by the way. As my colleague has stated there, he has talked so much about the economy. I know that's my field. That's my field actually. But then also looking beyond that, you realize that security-wise, we get so porous. We know very well that Congo is a country that has been so much affected with wars and all that and so on. And if you follow it keenly, you realize that they have a lot of issues right now with the country Rwanda. Yeah,
Congo
today
and Rwanda are having
Congo and Rwanda are having some issues. The president of Congo claims that the M23 are Rwandese or rather Rwandans, and then President Kagame is also saying that no, these people are not from what? Are not from Rwanda. So what happens is that
where does that put us as Uganda? Because here we are looking at a situation whereby the Congolese are our neighbors, and this conflict, these guys are flying over to Uganda.
Definitely, we have to be dragged in.
And yet they are having a war between themselves and Rwanda. So where does it put us as Ugandans?
You see the thing. We cannot even say that they're having a war between them and Rwanda. The war is inside Congo, and then the Congo government claims that the people causing the ruckus are from Rwanda. So you cannot rule out the fact that the same thing can happen to what? Before you realize, they will say Ugandans have what? Have intruded from this other side. Yes. So, and we have a history of always trying to harbor those refugees, not only from the Congo side, also from South Sudan, like wherever there's always a little bit of insecurity. And trust me, it always puts us in a little bit of trouble because you know, it's like when a man is fighting with his wife and then you come and intervene. Sometimes it doesn't end well. The man will even start thinking that you guy, it seems you have other what?
With the lady.
Yeah, so security-wise, we are really
Or
at a risk.
End up turning on you.
Yes. So security-wise, we are really at a risk. And then the main aspect of it is now talking about the economy. You know, the trade. You know, there is no free-flowing what? Trade between the between Congo and Uganda. And you know what happens is that it's not only trade that is at a halt, but when there is war, even activities like agriculture at a halt.
Slow down.
And you know, agriculture leads to what? Leads to trade. So even if we wake up tomorrow that this ruckus has ended, you know, it will take a little bit of time for trade to pick up.
Yeah.
Because I mean, he has talked about Gonja, but now if there is war and the agriculture is not taking place, where shall we have the goods to what? To move in between the two countries? Yeah, so the trade is affected and the rest of other activities. So really it runs a very big risk on us. And you know, as a country, when we get in refugees, you know, the government expenditure has to what? Though sometimes we have these NGOs, they always come in, you know, to try and support here and there, but the government is always affected in terms of expenditure. And then the areas where these refugees are always settled in, I'm very sure if we have always been keen, you realize that there's always some noise coming in from the neighbors. The refugees are saying this, the refugees are doing this, they are looting.
I'm going to ask, I actually have got two questions from both of your conversations. So
Yes.
I would like to, let me first ask Mr. Hilary, because he's a person that deals in land and then he's a professional in real estate. So, Mr. Hilary, how do you see this, our mother Uganda, our beloved country, in 2 years to come, if we are to take a risk of harboring the refugees in terms of accommodation, this and that, because you're into that sector?
You know,
how will it affect us?
Uganda today is really changing. It is a country of unbelievable things that you may not know how they come in, how they begin and they end. You will realize that now in Uganda, we have many refugees and people are taking up their villages. Let me give an example. If you go to Senyi, it's now known for Somalia. You don't find any Ugandans. And these people are refugees. And they are calling their friends to come. Now they are settling. It's good, we are welcoming everybody. But again, it's going to affect us.
Take over us.
Yes. Secondly, you go to, starting from Kabaragara, going to the other side of Gaba, Kansanga. We have many Lithuanians. The Lithuanians are taking over the place.
Yes. Actually, when you go that side, it's like an international area.
Yes.
Literally, you feel like a foreigner because everyone around you is what?
And that's what is happening. And these people who are refugees, slowly, it's Uganda where you go and buy land. Nobody's asking you about your papers.
Yes.
We have many Sudanese here. Whatever happened in Sudan and what was happening in Sudan, we also have a refugee from Sudan. Find when certain district, it is another country. And these people have money because they are funded by UN. They come buy. For us, because we don't have money, you know, there is a lot of poverty within Uganda. Yes. That is even what is happening in Kampala. You don't find in Uganda. Every land you see Banyankore. And these people, yes, Banyankore, Bahima, you know, Baine Nyindo.
Yeah, because they have
because they have money. And now they are taking over the whole of Uganda. And this is, in the long run, this is what is going even to happen to these people we allow to come in. I was in Kamwenge. There is that refugee camp for people from Congo. They came, Rwamaja. They came when they are poor, but now they are the richest people around that.
Actually, they are richer than the ones they formed.
They are richer than even Ugandans. What does it mean? These people have bought lands, they have cars, they have very serious businesses. So Ugandans, we are just here. So in the long run, you find when Uganda, our own country, tuyina abantu banjawulo eggwanga bali tusukeko.
naye nga bagamba bannayuganda.
Ate baguze sente baba batunza.
That flashes me back to my name. I'm called Nansamba, but whenever I introduce myself to people, they're like, no, you're lying. You should look for your origin.
Yes, and these people
because you're not. And that's what we are going to face.
These people have even started marrying our own daughters. So they are taking over everything. You see, Somalia is having a chick.
And then how is the combination? How do we compare and contrast? So thank you so much, Mr. Harry. Our economist.
Yes, please.
How do you see, how long is it going to take us to either collapse or raise in terms of finance if we decide to take a step of harboring the refugees?
Well, I'm going to just pick it up from where my colleague has stopped. If we get these guys in and they take over business like he has said, everything has advantages and what? Disadvantages. One thing is that, well, they can come in, and you can all agree with me that, like for the Eritreans and Somalis who have been around, these people are so much good at business. They thrive so much, and the advantage bit of it is that the economy is lifted up business-wise because somehow they have incentives. The reason as to why we are struggling as the natives is because we don't have where to start from. So, like he has said, this fellow is getting incentives from the United Nations and all that, all these NGOs, because they are refugees, and that enables them to actually pick up what. So the good side of it is that the economy grows, but the problem that comes with that growth is that, remember, these are foreign nationals, and at a certain time they'll have to get back where? To their country. Even if they don't get back, at least they have relatives behind, they have, and it's just like if today I moved in, let's say, to the US and settled there, I can maybe get a good job and maybe thrive like in a business and so on. But in mine, I know that I have to develop back home. I'll have to set up businesses back here, and so on. And that drives us to the negative part of it, that is profit repatriation. So all the money that this firm might not make, it's not a guarantee that our GDP is actually going to grow. Yes, we can have a lot of activity, a lot of business, but when the profits are being repatriated where? To the mother country.
Point, what should we do, or what are the steps that we should take to see that our economy does not fall?
Well, it goes back to the regulating bodies, because at the end of the day, these are our refugees, they are our neighbors. We cannot wake up and say they should not come. But, like he has said, Uganda is the only country whereby you can buy land and no one is asking you. So I think we need to be a little bit specific with our laws and regulations. What activity can you engage in, and if you engage in it, what is going into the bank and what is going, and we have to regulate these transactions.
All the challenge goes back now to the government.
Yes.
Because you saw what Trump was saying. He's chasing everybody.
I like that part.
Yes, even me, what the people are saying, the guy is bad, the guy is harsh, but he's right. Why are you in America if you are not paying
any tax?
Any tax.
What are you doing there? And that's what we should introduce here in Uganda. I want to see whoever is moving in our country, okolera mu factory chi, oli mugenyi, you are self-employed, what are you doing? Because these people are, at the end of it, they will come start, even if we have a challenge here, these are the people who will be going on the street.
Yes.
We don't know. Yes, I'll start rioting. Because we need to have a country that at least everybody has origin. What you are doing, they know where you're coming from. That's why even our last census, you cannot identify
who is who.
Who is who.
They're telling you, Nare is so, but we are seeing a Somali being called Nare.
Some Somalians are speaking Luganda. We have Sudanese who are speaking Runyankuli. Exactly. So you wonder who is who. So we need a country that at least everybody should have, the government should have a system to track everybody who is in the country. We know these are refugees, and how are they helping us? Are we getting tax from them? If you're a Somali, what are we benefiting from? Not just taking our food and enjoying our beautiful ladies here.
Wow.
Hey.
Those were the wonderful and the previous the mind-storming intellectuals that I've ever had with several of my guests. So from there we have known how the globe is running and what are the consequences, what are we going to face or what are we going to dive into. So right now with these lovely gentlemen, they have told me they wish they could talk about this beloved or waited day of 14th Feb. So I have a question about that, and our question is that do you think Valentine's Day is recommended or do you believe it still holds grand meanings for people?
Well,
Mulina love je mulaba wow. Does Valentine mean Valentine or is a matter of kala mwe Muslim? Na yeah, let's go.
Now, first of all, people have to understand what Valentine means. In Uganda or in Africa, people look at Valentine as a time, maybe the day when lovers will come and meet, have fun.
As if the rest of the year you were not lovers.
That's why even on the Valentine, people with lodges and hotels, that day they are full.
they make a lot of money.
Because Valentine, does not mean about your girlfriend, your boyfriend. Even your own mother can be a Valentine. Your father can be a Valentine.
I hope you're quoting us right. Your Valentine shouldn't only be your girl or your man, but also your parents, your relatives, your siblings are your Valentine.
Yes, it is a sign of love. Like you take that day, like you appreciate maybe someone you love. Can be even your OP, can be even your teacher, your boss, your supervisor. But not you. For us Africans, when you talk about Valentine, someone will think of now, I will go to which guest house and all those fun is we go to the beach and whatever. We should first of all understand the value of it. And me appreciating my friend or appreciating my father for whatever he has done. Yes, maybe I've bought a watch, I bought him or a kanzu or a shirt. I'm thanking him. Yes, because I'm showing him that love that I love my dad, I love my mom, I love my boss. On that day, it should be special for your lovers, not your. Hey, we take a day.
Mr. Joseph, what said you have about that?
Well, I was also enjoying his submissions. Like you have said, talking about Valentine, I think somehow we have deviated from the main thing. Not only like he says, these days we take Valentine as the day whereby we go and meet in lodges, do this and that and what and so on, maybe go to the beach. Also these days, when you talk about Valentine, what rings in some people's minds immediately is a gift. So last night, like I was in some forum like this. We have a forum from the Uganda Premier League. Yes. So in that forum, someone posted that now deep down, you want no. In that forum, they say that they're expecting Valentine's gift, forgetting that what they think we have forgotten that they didn't get for us what jerseys. And then I think after like I think in just a period of I think after 10 minutes, I saw on someone's status, but deep down you want flowers, but you know that you didn't get a what? You didn't buy a jersey. I was like, okay, so it is people now feel like Valentine is a time like it's a payback. You give me, I give you, and then like it's a must. By the way, you may not have something to present, but you can just express your love and appreciation. Like you have said, like to your boss, to your family.
Valentine, we all go for general body checkup. That's how I surprise my family.
Wow. Oh.
That's how I show I love them. I want to know how
Healthy are you?
how my family is. Instead of now going to the beach, going naked, going to Manya, you are going to shows, Manya.
Not trying to prove a point, and
No.
you know.
Now, me what I do, because I'm growing up, my children, they have to be responsible for my family. That day, my wife and my children, we enter in the car, we go certain hospital, and they do body checkup. That day, they become happy. You know, your son is okay, your wife is okay, my husband is okay, and if there is something, you also know there is a problem. Maybe you had developed this disease, and to me, it works me better. I don't know how you celebrate yours. I don't know how you celebrate yours.
Me every day is a Valentine. Actually, to me every day is a Valentine.
Wow.
So
Okay.
that's how I was raised, and then that's how I found my life, and it's very interesting actually. So on that same point, we have seen more cases of Joseph has been mine, and then on the saga of Joseph has to be in Rubaga, the same Joseph has to be in Nansana, the same Joseph has to be in Katwe, the same Joseph has to be in Zirogwe, the same Joseph has to be in Najanangogi. How are we going to sort out that? Is that still Valentine? Why is Joseph putting himself on the pressure of being into a lot of places on the same day?
Well, that is all because of it. Dives us back to the other point that, you know, we think Valentine is a time whereby you're supposed to appear in those places, you know, to do something, you know. But if in our minds we had it that Valentine is a day of, you know, showing love to your people, like to the loved ones, you know, who have been good to us, and you know, appreciation can be your boss and what and so on. I don't think you would have to appear in all those places if that was the mindset that you what. So it all goes back to
Those places.
Different places, Joseph has to appear there with different
It comes now to divert us into the other system that we have Valentine is for lovers.
Yes.
Because but if you keep with one wife and you keep with your wife, I have one wife. My wife is in Nansana.
Oh, you have one wife and 3 girlfriends.
I have one father.
Because one
I have
time,
one father. I have to be with my father.
Yes.
So my father, if my father is staying in Barala, and that day I want to enjoy it with
there is the way
my
you
father.
jump to this saga of wife and girlfriends to father, which means you're part of the people who.
no,
will
you
be
know,
Nansana.
why I brought up that point. One time I was watching some, I think one of the pastors in Nigeria was praying, you know, that time, you know, casting demons out and so on. Then I was asking the guys, how many wives do you have? You have one wife. How many wives do you have? I have one wife. How many wives do you have? I have one wife and 3 girlfriends. no, that I have one wife and 3 other women. I was like, hey, okay. So
the wife and the other women.
yes. So you might be having one wife and 3 other women.
And I was
one of one wife and 3 women.
There is a friend of mine, we are discussing about it. If on our national ID they could put the name of my wife.
Government, we have a suggestion.
Yes.
The national ID should have Mr. and Mrs. Zizipic.
Yes. So that you know, if I'm dating you, you ask me your national ID. Let me see.
But still talking about
because
that.
This thing, you find a lady has like 4 or 8 men.
So,
and that is how ladies are surviving. You know yourself, you people, how you are surviving in the most ladies
And
in
by the
university.
way, when you talk about still you know, having the name of the lady or what and so on in the national ID. These days we have ladies who are like, for them they don't mind. Okay, you have your wife, they have no problem. You have your girlfriend, it's okay.
Put me on the
They live in respect. They're even willing when
They'll
your lady
even
calls,
ask you for
they're
a
even willing
program.
to keep quiet until
But
you finish
Mr.
talking to her.
Joseph, are you aware that those ladies are using you?
Obviously, obviously, not
She's
me, not
timing-
me. They're using the people
she's
that are
timing-
doing that
She's
too.
timing the kamane for hair.
Not
Timing
me.
the kamane for cafe javas.
Yes, yes.
As she's calling you,
Someone else.
after she's also calling me.
Exactly.
Next day she's calling another person.
Exactly.
So she's timing. If I get 50K from the other side, I get the 50K from the other side. She's not settled. But my dear, you are going to remain like that.
And on a day, that you
yeah.
cannot provide the 50K, you're
On
gone.
the same thing, on the same question, on the same platform that we're on. Currently now in Uganda, we are having a rise of cases of married people, stroke men both and women. They are like, how should I say? They're all over the place. Now the singles are not recognized of fornication, but this is found amongst women and married men. On research that we have, what's causing that you're married, I'm married? How comes that the cases and the rates that are high in Uganda are among married and women?
On research, it is said that every married man has a girlfriend. Can be married or not married. By the way, Mr. Joseph.
Yes, miss.
The smile says it all.
They always say that most cases you don't marry someone you love most.
You marry someone who loves you.
Like someone who really was disturbing you. It's hard to marry that person. And in the case you also get, even if you're married, you again get that person. You said let me take this opportunity.
Obviously.
So same applies to ladies. By the way, most cases, me when my wife is going back, when we're going to the village where I grew up,
Then you're like,
I know she's
some childhood boyfriend. Yes, yes. And you know, I think
they used
that
to go
is
in the
so
bush
true.
and grace cows and
Exactly.
whatever. Those people are still there.
Exactly.
I'm not safe.
Exactly, so true. So it's a very true point. I don't know how we can fight that, but you know, it takes me back to, you know, one time someone related that to opening an account, like a bank account. You know, he told me that, you know, when you go to a bank and you open an account, you always deposit and withdraw, you know, no matter how. So we have seen these things happen a lot of times, you know. You know, people part ways, like, you know, for a very long time and what and so on. And then when they meet, they start, you see, you touched me. No, it was you. It is you. It is you. When the conversation reaches to it is you, you know, it is now very dangerous.
And secondly, you see,
so where should the conversation?
I think there should be no conversation
at all. The so-called married team, they have no experience in marriage. If she knows I'm married, she knows the time to call me. If I know she's married, I know the time to call her. But just me, I make a mistake and date a first-year lady from Makerere University. She wants to call you in the morning, I was calling in the evening.
You're my
she call you when you are in bed. Even if she knows you are married,
you're my man.
She does not value the wife at home. But when I'm dating a lady who is married, she knows I have a wife and I know she has a man. Yes. I know the time to call her. So they give comfort. Like that relationship
so, Mr.
of married
like,
people.
At least you should date with a married woman.
Yes.
But another aspect I think is because you know it's not only actually married people dating married people and so on, but you know, those days we also used to have aspect of you know, older men dating younger what?
And it's still,
yes, it is still there, but now there is something
boys
that is, you know, increasing day by day, whereby the younger men also now find it somehow better to date slightly older women.
Exactly, old women.
You know, there is a common phrase out there, you know, that slightly older. You know, even if she's very old, but they say slightly what?
I know, Mr. Joseph. Old people don't date. these young girls, they only just use them. They don't date at all. How? Because I know you want money.
And also,
Me.
yes, the young girls
I
also
don't
have
go,
money.
I even don't waste my
Mr.
time
Hilary, how sure are you that I'm also using you?
because just imagine, Mr. Joseph, when I live here, I even just pass via Chikoni. I will just stop my car. I call a lady. I tell her, can I take you for a dinner? And that day, if I want, I will sleep with her.
Exactly.
Without even knowing my names. And this is what is happening in Uganda.
Yeah, and I think
For her, after seeing me driving my good car, she's now looking at me also as an opportunity. She knows by the time I leave, at least I will pull out something like a 50K, I give her. And she survives there for like 2 days.
yes.
So, and by the way, do you know you can date a lady, sleep with her, when even she doesn't know your name?
Well, both of you don't know your names. Okay, no, it is very true. No, not like you may not be, but you can meet. Like, I'm
Yes.
Joseph, I'm Hilary,
And,
okay, I'm Maria.
and you know,
That is it.
you know
But
when
you
you
don't know the
forget
surname.
don't know the
You don't know the
surname,
I
surname.
even
like
forgot the first name she had told me.
Yes, you can even
Say she
forget.
has told me Sandra, Cedric,
Yes.
Sarah.
Yeah, those things.
And again, you ask, because what is your
But
no. Baby, what does your number name? You don't want to get
And
us.
that is what is happening.
Yeah,
These
true.
ladies are too cheap. Their main intention is money. And
Exactly.
also our main intention is sleeping.
And that is why you see that the young boys are what? Running away from them, because you know they don't have the money. It's not like maybe they go and get in, you know, the money from these older ladies. No, but these ladies will not disturb you. They are not going to stress you. You know, when these days when you have a kagal somewhere around Kampala here, they say these days when you ask a Ugandan girl out, automatically she becomes an orphan. She's homeless. She's what? She does not have rent. She does not have food. She does not have anything.
Exactly.
Eh?
Exactly.
You have to take over the
Just
responsibility
me
from that
date
time
a
on.
younger girl. When you date a younger girl, you wonder if you have come as an orphanage.
An NGO or
Immediately, just me asking her, can we share the contacts? When you text her, another text, she will be like, can you buy for me supper?
yes, she's hungry.
Next time she will ask you rent.
Even the mother is in the
Another time she
hospital.
asking,
Some of them may be asking you for those things for you to check them
No.
as immediately as you can.
no, indeed they don't have.
And that is why you find that people now find it so easy to sleep with them. Because when someone gives you the rent, when someone gives you whatever you want, you become very vulnerable. You don't have
Wife
power.
material.
Not even a wife
There is
material.
research we
You
are
have no
doing
power.
About now men are also preferring to go for prostitutes
Because they're cheaper.
They're
They're
cheap.
slightly cheaper.
because these younger ladies, they are prostitutes in their own way. Because if a lady is having 8 men,
We call them private sector.
private sector,
Nakmat.
now at least now me, I will come, I date Mariam. Mariam has 10. But Mariam will keep, squeezing me, want something,
Yes, yes.
want something, and I give. And they say prostitutes, you go there, even if you meet her on the way, you assume they have never seen.
Any
You
man.
just give her a 20K, you say that bye bye.
Even 20K is much.
20K buy.
Even 20K is much.
20K
Because
buy.
it's a business.
Sometimes even
If she
10.
gets
Mr. Hilary, can 20K buy your lunch?
it may not buy my lunch, but it will buy her lunch.
How sure are you that
and-
if it can't buy your lunch, how sure are you that it
And
can buy her lunch?
you remember, there is a competition. It's a business. If you are selling your tomatoes higher, in the price is high, someone will also sell at a cheaper price.
Exactly.
So
The
there is
same
also
tomatoes
there is also that competition.
It's an open market
It's an
economy.
open market.
It is the
So,
forces of
and
it's the forces of demand and supply.
Now
That determine what?
You rather get many customers on
Always.
a daily basis, always.
No.
Even
The
if you're
idea
selling your things cheaply, but when you're having
the
customers.
idea is to maximize sales.
And when I sleep with a prostitute today,
As we are winding up.
even if I meet her tomorrow, even if I meet her after 1 hour,
She will not ask for lunch.
she won't. Even she doesn't remember.
She doesn't even know you
Mr.
exactly.
Hilary and Joseph, I can't even control you now because you're taking over my platform. This is over. Actually, let's just dive into sports and then we have it for a day. But I will have these people the next time, and then because I still have a lot to learn. Because it's today that I've just known that after 20K, someone is looking for to survive, yet me.
Anti bakuita kutemesa. Half kilo quarter.
Exactly.
So, like, as we dive into the sports world, these are gentlemen. That's why I wanted us to close as a closing remark. We have been there, this team, this team, this team. So far, we have Arsenal and Manchester City. And we are almost, it's one day to the weekend.
Yes, yes.
Friday, it's almost the weekend. So we have one day.
No, Friday is a weekend already. When you say it's almost a weekend,
Actually, we have minutes.
Yes. So, you know, Friday is the happiest day of the week. I always call it,
weekend.
it's a day where you be happy for no reason.
It's announced. Friday
is a weekend.
Official weekend. So, and my question is that Arsenal and Manchester City game, which team do you think has the upper hand? Because we see these are kind of the leading,
Yes.
somehow on top. So who has that upper hand? When we enter the weekend, abantu babo omusajja ono agenda kutira munne emiguwa oba akimaze akigadde Premier League.
Well, when we look at that game, it is always a very intense fixture because, you know, for the past 3 or 4 years, these have been the two best teams in England, if not in the world. You know, they play the same kind of football. Maybe because of the managers, you know, both managers are Spanish, both managers work together.
So they
and
have
you know,
that
yes,
similarity,
they have the similarity, and they work together. They worked together for over 3 years. One was assistant to the other. So, and you know, these are two teams that have been competing for the title for the last 3 years. So it makes it a very big fixture, very intense. But looking at this season, we all know that Man City have not been all that doing well. But their recent performances have been somehow promising, but inconsistent. And you notice that already they have lost the grip in the title race. And they also admitted it. For them, they are now looking for the best possible position they can finish.
Sit.
When you look at Arsenal, on the other hand, they are still trying to fight for the what?
As if Mr. Hillary is an Arsenal man. The way he turned the first
When you look at Arsenal, when you look at Arsenal, on the other hand, they are still fighting for the what? They are still fighting for the title. They are looking in to close the gap with Liverpool to 3 points. And Liverpool also has a very difficult fixture against Bournemouth. You know, Bournemouth has been walloping teams, and I don't know, it's going to be, actually this weekend is going to be so interesting. And that is one thing. So I think Arsenal has so much to lose in this game, but they will pray for the pride, because, you know, being the big six, there is always that rivalry. I don't know if you've noticed, you know, the traditional big six, even if a team is doing bad. Take for example right now, Man U is like in number 15, but trust me, when they can play shit against anyone, but when they meet any of the teams in the top 6, the traditional top 6, I am talking about Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, Tottenham, Man City and Manchester United, you will see that the fixture is always very intense. But getting back to the point, I think Arsenal has so much to lose in this game, and they are going to give in their everything. And remember, in the previous fixture, they missed 2 points painfully, and you know up to now they felt like they deserve to win. They won the game up to the last minute. They added time, and by the time Man City equalized, it was actually 2 minutes past even the added time. And I remember Gabriel Magalhaes saying that they will also come to our what? They'll come to our home, they'll come to our backyard, and we are waiting for them there. So for me, I think Arsenal is going to come and give in everything in this game. And mark you, they are playing at home in Emirates, and they have not lost a game in a very long time. I think they last lost a game in Emirates, I think dates back to like over 20 matches. So I think my prediction is Arsenal is going to take the day, and I'm predicting a 2-1.
I'm going back on my right hand side, where I see a proud, intelligent, supportive supporter, the man himself, Mr. Hillary.
Thank you very much, Madam Maria. You know, we always gunners. We are winners.
I see. The spirit of the team, which will never die.
If you are to realize, they always say that never tell someone, like someone to be your enemy has first be a friend. And in most cases, people take advantage of you because they know you in and out. They know your weaknesses. They know your strengths. And if someone wants now to lower you down, he knows where to touch. So
the exact spot to tap
in. So if you compare Arteta and Guardiola, Arteta is a problem to Guardiola because he knows all the weaknesses of
Guardiola.
Because he was the former boss, assistant.
Yes.
He's working with him. He knows all the tactics. Yes. What
and recently Guardiola admitted that Arteta knows football. Very intelligent. His football knowledge is on another level.
If you have to see, he has a record on Guardiola.
Yes.
The time, the matches,
the head-to-head
together, head-to-head. Arsenal, you see, it has the upper hand.
Yes.
Compared. And now, these days, you know what is happening to Manchester City. The players are tired. Their performance is not good.
And they have a lot of new players.
They are not consistent. They are on and off.
Yes.
If I compare the last game they had, it was 2-2, a draw. And Arsenal,
which Arsenal was winning it with a man down, and they were winning the game.
Got a red card on the first half.
And they came in and scored 2 goals when they were man down.
And if you have to see, people who have been always scoring Man City, they are not strikers. You also going to see Calafiori scoring, Gabriel scoring, not the first,
the front line.
No.
Yes.
And now I was looking at the team that really disturbed Man City. It is still there. Only Saka who is missing. And that number of Saka, it is repressible, but not with Sterling.
We have the deadliest kid on the block right now, Ethan Nwaneri.
And then, what I know, it will be a very tight game. We are not expecting to see many goals. My prediction is 1-0 in favor of Arsenal. But so
it's the Arsenal having a 1.
It's Arsenal having a 1. Obviously, we are going to win, but it will be a tight game because these coaches, you know.
I've been in the same field.
Yes, they are together. I know they are training the same.
Yes.
Because this one was a teacher.
The idea is the same.
The other. The ideas are the same. The tactics are the same. They know where to bring this, when to bring this.
And they all have world-class players.
Yeah. Though Arsenal has young players compared to
Man City has a bit of tired legs.
Now you saw Walker has left the other side.
The brain is worn out.
Is on and out since he came from injury. Things are not all that good. So Man City come prepared, but no, you are taking a loss.
Thank you so very much for being tuned in with us on YPA TV. Those have been the two marvelous, the most wonderful gentlemen that we have had. On my right hand side, it has been Mr. Chirabo, and on my left hand side, it has been Mr. Joseph. They have taken us through an interesting interactive session, and we would wish to have them in the Valentine section to come. Thank you. Stay tuned.